In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your passenger side CV axle. Let's get started. With a 21mm socket, take off all 5 of your lug nuts and then take the wheel off. Next, we have to remove the axle nut. You're going to have to use a 30mm 12-point socket for this nut. They are pretty tight, so an impact gun is highly recommended. Then after you break it free, make sure it pushes through like this. You don't want it to get stuck in the hub. If it is stuck, take a punch and a hammer and punch right in the center of it, or, well, since you're replacing it, you can hit right on it. But basically, break it free from the knuckle by tapping it inward. You can either remove the strut bolts, or a little bit easier, you can remove the ball joint bolts off the control arm, which is what I'm going to do. Take a 17mm socket and remove all 3 2 nuts and 1 bolt. Now you can separate the control arm by pulling it down, push the whole knuckle assembly out to the side, turn the steering wheel to give yourself a little extra room here, and then once you push the knuckle away, the axle should want to automatically pop out. Pull it to the side, and then in order to prevent any damage to anything else, set the knuckle right back. Make sure that the ball joint boot isn't getting pinched on the control arm. This is not the case here, so that's perfect. I'm going to pull the axle down. Then from underneath, I'm going to use a pry bar and just pry the axle straight out. If that doesn't work, you can put the pry bar right up against these notches on the axle. Use a hammer on the back side of the pry bar. All right, it popped out. Pull it out the rest of the way. Looks like it wants more prying. Okay, there it is. Inspect your seal, make sure it's good. Mine is, so I'm not worried about it. Now take the new axle, we'll slide it in exactly the same way that the old one came out. Be careful of your seal. Give it a couple twists to make sure that the splines line up, and use the weight of the axle to pop it in all the way. The seal is bottomed out, it's perfect, it's in. Yeah. Push the knuckle out again, bring the new axle through, line it up. Before it completely goes through, I like to add some anti-seize to the splines of the axle, or you can put grease on if you don't have anti-seize. Don't put a lot, just enough to coat it so that it doesn't seize up in the bearing in the future. A nice thin layer will do the trick. Perfect. Now I'm going to turn the wheel back to being straight so that I can get less swing out of this knuckle so that I can push the axle in. At the same time, I'm going to pay attention to my ball joint, make sure that lines up, move the axle around until the splines on it go through, bring the ball joint back onto the control arm while you push the axle in. You don't want to separate that inner CV joint. All right, bring this through, put the mounting nuts back. And sometimes you can put the bolt in right away, other times you can't, just because of the angle of it. Looks like I was able to. So let's bottom this out, and then we'll torque it. The torque for these is 66 foot-pounds. 1, 2, and 3. We have our new axle nut here, same size, so you can use the same socket. I'm going to run it down with my impact, but I will torque it properly after because it's important to not over-tighten the axle because that'll put too much pressure on the wheel bearing inside and it will wear it out prematurely. The torque for this is 159 foot-pounds. To do that without the hub spinning on me, I'm going to use a pry bar through the studs and hold the wheel bearing in place. That's 159 right there. Now we can get the wheel back on. Put back all 5 of your lug nuts, snug them up, and then torque them to 76 foot-pounds. Double check them. There you go, take it for a road test.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.